So I'm gonna do a little walkthrough of what changes that we have in the system. Still need some modifications, but just kind of want to walk through. If you're adding a custom order, you'll come in here. Order number 2 is automatically, it is automatically generated. So based off of in the tables, whatever the order that it was used last, it automatically tallies a new order number to max, and it grays it out so you can't change this value. It's automatic, but it needs to be shown. You'll put the information here, person's first name, last name. This will be, after this is all completed, there'll be a way that you can choose an existing customer, and then what will populate is the name, phone number, the email. Only that information will be populated. The other stuff will not populate. But for now, we'll just say my name has my information in here. Some of the features I've added is the description, item code, and price. Right now, I have those grayed out because you can't change those. The only way you can change those values is you have to go into the inventory and make the modification. Behind the scenes here, the API is talking to the inventory table and it's capturing that information, so that's the only place that you can change it, and I'll show you here in a moment. So it automatically defaults to this because this is in the list. So what you need to do is type what you want to type in here. If you want to look up something, so for example, you want to look up Chardonnay, you could just type in SHA, and then you'll see, Chardonnay, oops, I can't type, SCH, I'm saying SH, and then here's Chardonnay, boom. And what it does is it populates the description that we have listed and whatever the item code is, and then it puts the price there. So in order for you to modify the price, if you're like, okay, last year was 70, then that's probably what it's going off of that value. You're like, oh, this year it's 75 bucks. In order to do that, you have to go over to the inventory page. So like I'll show you right now, you would have to come over here. Go over to the inventory page, type in Chardonnay, and you'd have to find, so this one right here, which would be the 70. Right now, the way that we have this set up, you'd have to identify its product number 23, come in, modify inventory, you would do number 23. You'd have, all these fields have to be populated. In the future, we'll set up a way that you click a button, it populates it. So you would have to come in here and modify that. So for example, you want to make sure you're keeping this information the same. So you'd say product, you'd copy that here, description, because when it makes the change to the database, if you don't put the same information there, it will cause a problem. But what I plan on doing is adding a feature here where you could come in here, choose, like for example, you see, oh, it's product number 23. You'll choose product number 23 and all this information will populate for you, but that'll take some time. And then you put your inventory, so we'll say that we have 21 records. I'm not going to update this, but I just want to kind of show you how you would do it for now, today. It's BWCH, you would put BWCH in here, and then you would populate the price, and you're like, okay, you know what, it's going to be 75 this year. You would hit modify product, and then that would populate that change for you. But there's ways for us to make this even quicker and better, but we got to do what we can do to make it work for now. So I'll go back to home. We'll go back over to view customer orders. Oops, not view customer orders. Add customer order, and just kind of walk through this again. I choose my information, order number 2. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose this number right here. When it pulls up the value, so like I said, it pulls up what the value is. It does have logic in there now where we probably could remove the tax exempt, but I'll wait to hear your response. We have a tax percentage right here, so it does the logic and identifies, okay, if it has a Z in the, which it does in item code, it puts a 7% on there. If it doesn't, then it just keeps it at 0%. And then what it does is it automatically provides an item total, which is $6.99 times 7%, and here's your total here. It does it by default as if it's one value, okay? So in order to change that, and you're like, oh, you know what, this guy wants to order 4 of these. So as soon as you hit 4 and step off, that total changes. So what I have here is an event listener. It's an action event. Anytime that a value is modified in here, so if I want to put 400, you're having a good day, it modifies that. So it takes the total times the percentage and updates what the new total is. So that will be in here. Let's see what else. And so one of the status selections, I think you wanted to have cancel. So cancel's in there as well. And then this product ID, this can't be changed, just like the item total. The product ID can't be changed. So what we're doing here is that product ID on the back end, when it gets saved, and it's, your order's completed and it's saved, we're building a relationship between the orders page and the inventory page. So now, haven't got to that point, but once we go in and pull our orders up, we'll be able to see, okay, it'll be able to display the order. So what I want to happen is for you to be able to see that, you purchased 400 of 10-pack CO2 cartridges. That'll show up in the orders report, and it'll have the total price and what the percentage was and all that stuff. So that'll all show up there. The other things I need to work on here is, before I do this, is I need to change on the back end. Right now we're not passing over some of this information, so we are passing quantities. We're not passing percentage over. We're not passing item total over. We're not passing product ID. So those three I have to make modifications so that when I save it, it'll save that information. Today we're not doing that. We're going to change this as well. This is not going to be submit orders. It's going to be add to cart. The reason being is you guys need to be able to add multiple orders. The way that I foresee this happening is you'll click add order, and then you'll come up here and we'll have some type of little display up here. It says, okay, you know what? I added 400 of the CO2 cartridges. It'll have 400 and it'll have the price next to it. And then what you'll do is you'll say, okay, you know what? Customer called, and customer also wants to order something else. So maybe they want to come down and order, just making this up as we go. I wanted to find some wine here. All right, so they want to order some Barbera. So they want to do some box grapes, $49, but they want to order 3 of those. All right, so this is how I vision it. Price is $147. You come down, you hit add cart, and then up here, guess what? We have another total here. So it has the other line item that you have. The idea is to show you that you have the items here, and then we'll have another button. The other button will be close out or finish order. What happens there is it closed the order. So there'll be behind the scenes that you won't see is I'll pass a value to the database table, and that value will be some type of value. So that way, when we do a new order, so what would happen is, hypothetically, so let's say we come back in here and maybe it's later on in the day, you have to add a new custom order, you come in here, then that value up here will change from 2 to 3. So that'll be the next available, and so that order will be closed out. Then after that, after I have that logic all written, then I think my next step will be, okay, customer calls you the next day and says, hey, I need to add a new item to my existing order. Well, that's where I need to program something that allows you to add existing orders in there and add on to that. So that has not been, it's been thought out. I have an idea how to do it, but I will present that once I get to the point. So my whole idea is to be able to provide you a way to, when we did presentation that day, we went over, what we had, and that's when we learned that, we needed to be able to add orders to multiple orders, to multiple single order. And so the idea is to be able to get to that point. So that's what I'm working on. It's a slow progress because there's a lot of coding involved. And so anyways, just wanted to kind of give you an update of where I'm at right now today. I say I keep updating the class who had this. They probably don't care, but anyways, I'm keeping them updated on where we are at. So that's what my update here on Saturday, May 13th. All right, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out.